Forgive me, Podfather. It has been 7 days since my last upload. This is One Shot, One Quill. I'm Spencer. Over there is my co-host, Ben.
It's
Ben,
me.
say hello.
Hello.
Do you want to explain how this show works, Ben?
This show is a show in which we take a randomly selected premise for a tabletop RPG one-shot. We mash it together with 2 randomly selected magic items for tabletop RPG one-shots. All of them are suggested by listeners, preferably, and then we mission mash them together. We come up with something that is the basis for someone to make a one-shot with.
Well done, Ben.
Thank you.
Very well done. I don't think there's a single hand up in the audience right now.
If there are, I can't see them because this is an audio-only format.
Oh, maybe for you. Ben, do you want to roll me a D9? Just a 1 out of 9, the classic D9.
I like that you continue to operate on this joke of we're rolling actual dice that are D something, but the something is very specific. But yes, I will roll my custom D9.
That D10 where you shaved one of the faces off and smoothed it out?
Yeah, and now I put oil on it so that it won't ever land on that one. And it did land on a 4, so...
A 4. A shady, drug-addled professor from Moorgrave University is hiring adventurers to retrieve a scroll detailing an alchemical analysis of a very rare potion. When the adventurers return from retrieving the scroll, they find the professor murdered and are now implicated in the crime.
Yeah, framed for murder for getting a potion.
Well, you were sent off on a retrieval to go get that potion, but when you come back, the twist, oh no, that guy's dead, and you've been framed for his murder.
But we should probably throw some items in here just to round it out.
How about a 1 out of 15 for this week? What do you got?
Well, I've got a D30, which I had custom made, and then I cut it in half.
You could have just rounded down by, you could have just halved whatever, forget about it, just roll it.
6.
A ring of yellow griblinions.
Hate that.
While worn, the wearer is followed by 3 tiny griblinions, a yellow goblin subspecies that has gone extinct eons ago.
All right, now I like it again.
The goblins will follow the wearer's commands to the best of their ability. The goblins are exceptionally weak and can only exert 5 pounds of force, have an AC and HP of 1, and they understand any language, but speak a language of their own. While idle, they swarm the wearer with affection and can get in the way of them when they make attack rolls, checks, saving throws, determined by a D4 deficit, so it's as though you have the Bane curse on you. When killed, a goblin will reappear within 6 seconds with seemingly no idea of what killed it. Want to thank Andy for that one.
This is just a cursed item. There's no benefit to this.
Well, they can act as some sort of minions. However, they can't exert very much pressure, not enough to break a human neck, I know.
Hold on.
I think it's Mythbusters is the reason I remember that.
It's not so much that you remember that, so much as that is where your brain goes. I got these 3 minions, but, can't break a dude's neck, so what's the point?
I played Pikmin, and I kept waiting for the level where...
I love in Pikmin when you send the yellow Pikmin out, they just start snapping dudes' necks left and right, Spencer.
Going through those games, I was like, if there's a turn here that I know... there's got to be a mission that I just didn't see in the trailer where I'm going to have to go break a man's neck with my many little tiny boys. Perfect. Mostly cursed item. What else do we have?
Looks like that is a 4.
4. A sweet-scented bottle of a thick bourbon, marketed by shifty merchants as an alcoholic truth serum to use upon others, which actually makes the drinker lie. Another fun liar item? Another
fun, this should do one thing, but it does the opposite item.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Sold
by shifty merchants.
I was sitting here as you were detailing it, and I was like, a truth serum, something that would actually be finally useful in one of these premises that we got. But no, it's the opposite.
So I've got an idea.
Okay.
So my thought is whoever set these guys up to fall, whoever has framed them for murder, could utilize, basically give this thick bourbony truth syrup to the town guards and be like, "Oh, I'm from the university and I hear you're solving a murder of my colleague. Here, I just wanted to make sure you get them with this." That way, when the guards interrogate them and ask, "Did you kill this man?" they have to lie and say yes to get a false confession.
Oh, I see. I thought you were saying that the party gives that to the guard and they're like, "Hey, have you interviewed Jimbo down in Alchemicals? He has some interesting things to say about how he did, in fact, murder."
But if you did, I mean, hey, that's also an avenue. If you really want to bribe the guards, I don't think any cop would love anything more than this thing makes you lie and make a false confession serum. I think that's dead on the nose.
Maybe the, what are they? Grubbinians?
Grublinians.
Maybe those are what you have to, maybe the murderer has that ring. And so those are the things you have to follow to get to him.
Yeah, okay, so like the Grublinians have left little tiny clues that would incriminate the wielder of them.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, yes, they snapped his neck. That's what happened.
All three of them worked together.
All three of them worked really, really hard. What is the deal with the rivalry here? So like it seems like we're running with a colleague of the shady professor.
Mm-hmm.
Is the one that actually did this. And maybe it's because he is like after whatever it is, that paper they're going for. Or like that paper is among other shit that would incriminate him or blow one of his whole operations up. Like what, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, the way I would go with this is just that the evil murderer man, he also works in this school because we've established that it's a colleague. He has said that he has created this potion that does something, something mystical, miraculous, that kind of thing, beyond the normal limitations of potion making. The other professor's like, "Hey, I think if you go and find this research paper, we can blow this guy's whole lie up." And then the paper is true, and he doesn't want that coming out. And so he does a murder.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
That alchemical analysis debunks his rival's theory that potions of healing are causing autism. And he does not want the truth to get out there. So
we said we wouldn't get political on this podcast.
I think we've already done it at least 3 times.
We've never said that either. So I think you open it on the getting back.
Okay. Yeah. So you give him just kind of the paragraph of pretext of the guy that gave you the job. And then when you get back, that's where the real encounter starts, is finding the evidence, being framed for the murder, being arrested, interrogated. How do you get a chance to clear your name, though, is my question.
I think that this court is essentially a court from Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. And you argue, "Hey, if you give me a day to find more evidence to prove someone else is guilty, then... if I can't prove it, then I'll just claim I'm guilty." And the judge is like, "Oh yeah, I think that sounds good. That saves me a day of trouble."
This is the court from Isle Delfino in Mario Sunshine.
That would be more along the lines of, "Hey, you did this, but we don't have definite proof, so you're going to have to find proof outside. We're going to let you roam around the island. Don't worry. We know that you've already committed a terrorist act, but we're going to let you roam around the island unsupervised and hope that you will find proof that proves that someone else did it."
Hey, O.J. Simpson, listen, we can't, without any definitive proof, claim that you've done this. Get out there, buddy. I need you to find who did. You're the only one who could know. So this court is going to give the characters time to, and maybe they're going to get locked in there like it's an escape room. And the guards are going to be just waiting right outside every exit. And the characters have to examine it and figure out what's going on. I wonder if maybe some of the, like, what are some clues that are going to link back to the Grublinians? Like, we need to introduce the Grublinians, I think, even in the first place. Like, maybe he's...
I mean, I think you start it with, there's a tuft of bright neon yellow hair.
Good. Yeah, easy peasy. What about... So the Griblinians guy, the rival, he's like on the accusing team, or he's on the offense. The assailants, what is the legal term? Prosecution?
Prosecution?
Thank you. That is because since his rival has died, he was in his will and he's become the executor of his estate. Maybe digging through this guy's apartment, you're going to find the letters.
This is becoming a Phoenix Wright game.
You find the letters that detail back to how his rival here has been weaseling himself in to become the executor. You find the real will has been crumpled up and just left in the trash can. All the forging equipment's open on the table. Did I mention every guard, every constable in this town is blind? And listen, their job is to arrest suspects, not gather evidence.
Yeah, I mean, this is medieval times. I think they just threw people in jail and then said, hey, you've got 24 hours or else you're guilty.
I'm amazed they didn't burn down the cottage after retrieving the body. I thought that would have been kind of open and shut for them.
Spencer, maybe they did.
Maybe they did. And then you're
that's
fucked.
why all you could find is the yellow tuft of hair, because that's
Griblinians don't burn.
The wind. The rest of the cottage was burned down.
Wow, that is a open and shut investigation. That's like Law and Order. We got to wrap this episode in 20 minutes. Let's get some clues out on the pavement. So I think we're onto something. Is there any other evidence, any other like skill checks or D&D based investigation to be had in that apartment?
I mean, I think if you're in the rival's apartment and you lockpick the desk or something, you can probably find the ring.
Okay. Oh shit! Hang on. So I thought the ring was worn by the accuser, the rival.
Yeah, I think it was at the time, but I don't think he's going to be wearing it all the time since it gives that permanent little Bane effect. I think that's the type of thing you put on to command the Gribinians, but then you take it off when you don't want them swarming you the whole time.
Okay. Now, if we see that in the hut, though, I don't know if there's anything that's going to link that back to the accuser, right?
No,
so it's like you could just assume he killed himself with it.
It's in the accuser's. If you break into the accuser's office or whatever, then you can find that in the desk. So
this court is like, all right, you found a little bit of evidence that something strange was happening. I guess if you can prove that our friend here, the accuser, is suspect, then we'll have you go investigate his house.
If we're going full Phoenix Wright game on this one, that is what you do. You
cast a shadow of a doubt, and now you are prosecuting.
If we're going full Phoenix Wright, you go, hey, judge, I didn't do this. I think it was, and then you slap the desk. The prosecution. And then, the little da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da music plays in the background. And
the bailiffs step in. They pick up the prosecutors and the defense bench, and they swap them to opposite sides of the room.
And the judge goes, well, that's very interesting. I guess you could investigate this for a day. Nobody's going to go into jail because who gives a shit? We don't have a bail system here. Do you want a gun while you leave? We want to make sure that you can commit as many murders as possible until you're convicted.
I think we have some beef with Phoenix Wright. So, we pin the tail on the rival. Their names are up to you. I refuse. And Ben, what do we call this one?
Here's a pitch, Gribblewicks and Wibblegricks.
Gribblewicks and Wibblegricks.
You can decide which one's which.
And then we title it Gribbles v. Wibbles.
Ace Attorney, Gribbles v. Wibbles.
Yes. All right. I'm in. Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of One Shot, One Quill. You had your choice. You could have picked any podcast, but you picked us, and for that we will always, clasping hands, be grateful. Ben, do you want to thank the people?
Yeah, thanks to the people. What people do we have to thank? We've got to thank the people who have sent in suggestions. We appreciate those. You can send those in if you have some ideas, like a ring that makes a bunch of what I believe are supposed to be minions, but goblins. I didn't want to address that when we were still brainstorming, but I just want to bring it up now. Pretty sure those were
yeah, those are
DreamWorks'
minions, I'm realizing.
But they were goblins.
Yeah, but this is from a better timeline where they went extinct eons ago.
I mean, I think he was trying to lead us to that with the, they understand any language but speak their own.
God, he really held my hand, grabbed me by both of the cheeks of my face, and planted my face directly into a copy of DreamWorks' Despicable Me, and I still didn't get it.
I did not want to ruin this artistic endeavor by having us spend 25 minutes trying to make Minions noises.
That's fair. That's fair.
If you would like to send something in such as that, but hopefully less Minions related, you could do so at our Twitter at DNDpod. That's DNDPOD. Not peyote. Our theme song
Full stop, not peyote.
Our theme song is A la Tavera del Goulier by Morgan the Bard. Or maybe, well, that's what he says on the internet his name is. And I know that you can Google search that and find him, because I did it.
Prepare to pour one out.
Spencer, please don't talk about his deceased nature. I was going to say recently deceased, and that is not true.
That is not true. Well, relative to
the heat death of the universe.
You know? Until next time, folks, stay subscribed, keep liking, and remember to, can you comment on
what kind of lichen?
Black lichen.
Review
that you find
lichen.
in like a
lichen. Please review us and rate us and kiss us and all that.
No, it's too late. It's too late. It's over.
Oh.
Yeah.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't you hear the song?
I don't. Oh,
shit, there it is. Okay, yeah.